that nature. How do you present? Well, it's okay if you don't want to listen to anything I have to say. It's okay if you don't want to be part of this, but then this is what is going to happen if you decide not to be part of this.
The first step I always say is get curious. Rather than being angry,
Yeah.
get curious and say, hey, I'm wondering, I've noticed you've been resisting this change. And you do have to have a tough conversation. And it needs to be one-on-one. And, and you need to think about HR ramifications of one-on-one. You might want a mediator there. And what I like to say is that people are going to make the decision for what they do on their own. I can't make anybody do anything.
Yeah.
I can't force anybody to do anything. They're going to make a decision on what they're going to do. And so if you have the person who is just resisting, who won't talk to you about it, who won't get on board, they won't implement the change, they are just totally just cutting you out, putting a wall up, nothing. What I recommend is letting them know what are the next steps if this doesn't get fixed and I don't start seeing you on board by X day. We're going to have to start performance improvement plan. I don't want to have to do that, but I want you to know that's our next step.
Yeah.
By saying that, I usually say this outright, like I want to give you all the information you need to make the best decision for yourself. Here's what's going to happen after if I don't see some engagement in this. And I try to be super clear about what exactly I'm looking for, because I want to set them up for success if they decide, okay, cool, I want to get on board. I need them to know what it is that I mean by getting on board, right? So I try to be as specific and concrete as I can about that, letting them know what's going to happen next if they don't, letting them know what support they have, what resources they have, because oftentimes this is a one-way conversation. They're not giving you anything back. And then saying, the ball is in your court. I'd love to chat again in a week's time or 2 weeks, whatever. And we'll go from there. If you need anything between now and then, let me know. I'm here. And I hope that we can work this out. But by giving them all that information, you're giving with them that what they need to make the decision for themselves. And then if they decide not to, when you do have to go put them on a performance improvement plan or, write them up or whatever it is, you don't have to feel bad that you're springing it on them, because you let them know that that was the next step. And they chose that, right? They knew what was going to happen. They chose not to do the thing for whatever reason. I don't know. It doesn't matter. They chose not to. Here we go. We move forward with the plan. If they do change, I make sure I follow up as well to say, ever since our meeting, I've noticed you've totally been on board. You went to the training. You've asked a bunch of questions. I really appreciate it. Quick, done. Thank you.